Hey, y'all. A man conceived a moment's answers to the dream, stating the flowers daily, sensing all the themes, as a foundation left to create the spiral lane. A movement regained and regarded both the same, all complete in the sight of seeds of light with you. Hey guys, today is a special broadcast here at the Fire Note headquarters. I'm Scott, and this is a special thing we're doing about the top 25 progressive rock albums from the golden era, the best era, 1969 to 1969 to 1979. Those 10 years really created a whole new genre and catapulted rock music into a different sphere, a whole different thing. And we're going to go over the top 25 albums from that era, starting with number 25, Soft Machine Third, 1970. These guys created a whole subgenre by themselves, the Canterbury scene. You got Robert White, you got Kevin Ayers, you got Mike Ratledge. Soft Machine also saw some pretty luminary alumni such as Andy Summers, Hugh Hopper, and Alan Holdsworth. This was a great record. It's jazzy. It's produced like crap. It sounds really nasty. I like it a lot. At number 24, from the UK also, Greenslade, their first album. This is a terrific keyboard-driven record from Dave Greenslade and company. He brought in Dave Lawson from Samurai. Greenslade himself was from Coliseum. This is a really cool record, a lot of keyboard, great album cover. I like it a lot. At number 23, from Germany, Triumuirat with Spartacus. These guys took a lot of heat for being Emerson, Lake and Palmer ripoffs. They most certainly are not. This is the second album with Helmut Kohlin on vocals. He quit the band and committed suicide shortly afterwards. This record holds up extremely well. Spartacus from Triumuirat. Next up at number 22, Gryphon. Get your flugelhorns ready and your crazy instruments. I mean, these guys play bassoons. What is it? Crumhorn. This is just nuts. It's very medieval, Renaissance sounding, similar to what Gentle Giant might have been doing, but even beyond that in terms of its old-timey sound. These guys were touring with Yes at the time, so this has a little more of a rock vibe to it than some of the earlier stuff. Terrific record. At number 21, we've got Nektar with Remember the Future. A UK band that cut their teeth in Germany. They couldn't really make any headway in the UK, so they moved to Germany and had some success there. This was their most popular record. It's one song cut across two sides. It actually charted in the US. It did very well. I remember buying this the day it came out, saw it in the record store, thought this looked really cool, and I've loved it ever since. At number 20, Todd Rundgren's Utopia, the first Utopia album. This thing is a monster. If you don't know about Todd's prog side, I highly recommend you check this thing out. The songs are long. I mean, side 2 is one song, and it's 30 minutes long. The Icon. But side 1's great too. This thing is amazing. I love it. Fusion-y, craziness, awesomeness. I guess Todd was listening to a lot of Mahavishnu Orchestra at the time. Coming in at number 19, from the Netherlands, Kayak's Royal Bed Bouncer. I could have picked a couple different ones from them. They're really great. I love their early stuff when Max Werner was singing. Later on, he got tired of singing, didn't like his voice, went on to drums. I didn't care for any of the new singers that much. the first 5 Kayak albums, highly recommended. Love them. Next up at number 18, Le Orme with Sorona y Felona. This thing is a concept album about 2 planets, and they're at war with each other, some craziness. I don't know. Look at this artwork. Look at that album cover. Oh, this is a terrific band. The singer's voice kind of sounds like John Anderson. The keyboard player is fantastic. He actually helped the Pope record a prog album, okay? That's pretty cool. Next up, at number 17, get your yodeling voice ready. It's Focus, Moving Waves. I could have gone with the Focus 3. I could have gone with a couple things, but this has got the Great Eruption on it. And Hocus Pocus leads it off. You can't pick a Focus album without their biggest hit. And who don't like yodeling? I mean, everybody likes yodeling. Next up, Supertramp Crime of the Century. Some people question the prog bona fides of Supertramp, and that's valid. They're a pop band with a lot of prog in them. Crime of the Century, their best album, is terrific. Highly, highly recommend it. Alrighty, coming in at number 15, our only female-fronted act, Renaissance and Novella. This is a band that, oddly enough, was formed out of the ashes of the Yardbirds, and they were managed by Stuart Copeland's dad. They're just a terrific band. Annie Haslam's vocals are amazing. They're very classically oriented. Not a lot of guitar, but John Camp's bass playing will make you think of Chris Squire sometimes. That Rickenbacker sound. This is a great album. It's my personal favorite. You know. Next up, Banco del Mutuo Soccorso with their second album, Darwin. Highly recommend anything early on from Banco, an amazing band. The singer's got like this operatic voice. They've got 2 keyboard players going. This thing is just incredible. It's dense. It's complex. It's really fun. It's a great record. Next up at number 13, Van der Graaf Generator, Pawn Hearts. Plague of Lighthouse Keepers, Peter Hamill's masterpiece. Robert Fripp appears on this thing. I don't need to say anything else about this. If you know it, you know it. If you don't, you need to. And at number 12, Camel's Mirage. You see that ring light? Look at that. It's so stupid. I don't think I'm going to be using that much. I don't know. Do you like it? Like what it's doing to my face? I don't know. Camel. Mirage. Excellent record. They got in some legal trouble for the album cover. Can't see why that would be. Number 11, Premiata Fornaria Marconi, PFM, Un Amico. Oh. PFM is so good. And this record, their second, is my favorite from them. It's lush, it's romantic, it's beautiful, it's orchestrated with everything you want out of a prog band, with violin and mellotron and guitars. We're now getting into the top 10 prog albums of the golden era. This is probably going to be my most controversial pick. Styx, The Grand Illusion. You can tell I'm an American. I'm picking Styx in my top 25. The Grand Illusion, their 7th album, released on the 7th day of the 7th month of 1977. Their best album, and they still haven't topped it. Their last 2 have been great, but yeah. The Grand Illusion. Keeping the American theme going, Kansas, the debut album, 1974. Of all the albums I've ever listened to in my life, I've probably listened to this one more than anything else. I just can't get enough of it. From the day I bought it until today, I listen to it pretty much religiously every week. Fantastic stuff. Love Kansas, and R.I.P. Robbie Steinhardt. We're going to stay in North America for number 8. My favorite Rush album, Farewell to Kings. Can make a case for a lot of Rush albums, but this is probably my favorite. It's the most progressive. I think it sounds the most like Yes of all their albums. It's got more keyboard going on. Geddy's bass playing is amazing. The songwriting is fabulous. And it's got Xanadu on it. What else do you need? At number 7, Gentle Giant, Freehand. If you don't know Gentle Giant, this is probably one of the bands that people have the most trouble getting into. They're complicated, a lot of counterpoint, a lot of weird instrumentation. Derek Schulman's voice is kind of an acquired taste. But once you're into Gentle Giant, you will forget all the things that you were worried about and why you didn't like them in the first place, because they are incredible. And we're in the top 6. People call this the Big 6 of prog for a reason. Number 6, Thick as a Brick from Jethro Tull. One song cut across 2 sides, absolute perfection. One of the greatest albums ever recorded. Yeah. I actually heard that in a Spencer's Gifts in 1973 or 74. They were playing it. And I was like, what in the world are you playing? So, of course, my next stop was the record store in the mall. At number 5, some people say these guys aren't prog either. They're so wrong. They're so wrong. Pink Floyd Animals. My favorite from them. This came hot on the heels of Wish You Were Here. And in some ways, this record kind of signals the end of the classic prog era. Punk was certainly making inroads, and Roger Waters' thematic imagery and the lyrics in this thing are really dark and kind of punk, actually. I love it. It's a fabulous record. At number 4, Emerson, Lake, and Palmer. Brain Salad Surgery. Their darkest album. The production's kind of weird on it. It's got Carnival 9 on it, though. Cut across over a side and a half of music. Probably the best thing they ever did. I love every second of this album, including Benny the Bouncer. All you haters out there, it's a cool little song. I love it. Now we're in the top 3. At number 3, King Crimson, Larks, Tongues, and Aspic. This was the first record with Bill Bruford after he jumped ship from Yes. And this is the 5-man King Crimson lineup that only lasted for this one album. I wish there would have been more. Although the next 2 are really, really great also. This thing is just amazing. And it still scares me to death when I listen to it. At number 2, the second greatest prog album, which includes the greatest prog song ever. We're talking about Genesis Foxtrot. Yes, this is the one with Supper's Ready on it, but it's also got Watcher of the Skies. It's just, the whole thing is amazing. Leaps and bounds above Nursery Crime. Although they sounding similar, this one just is such a step up in every single possible conceivable area. Phil Collins' drums sound better. Steve Hackett is now completely plugged into the band and making major contributions. And it's got Supper's Ready on it. You don't need anything else. And at number 1, if my little ditty at the beginning of this video didn't give it away, it's Close to the Edge by Yes. Released in 1972, the final album with Bill Bruford, and for a lot of people, the greatest prog album ever. Those are the 25 best. Are they my favorite? Are they the best? There is a difference, right? But those are the 25 best prog albums from the golden era of 1969 to 1979. I am Scott from The Fire Note, and I am out.